Let us start today with some of the issues that partners in a partnership firm actually faces at different stages of their growth. Situation 1. The business is successful, but it is not able to grow. And the reason is that while one partner wants to expand the business by using the profits of the business, the other partner is not interested. So let us start with scenario 1. You have a successful business which is not able to grow. And the reason for it not being able to grow is that while one partner wants to expand the business, the other partner is not interested in expansion because he feels that the business has to concentrate on the existing business that they have and should focus on maximizing profit from it rather than using the profits to build new businesses or build new branches of the same. This is a situation which many businesses, especially partnerships, will be facing, and at times they will not know how to resolve it. Another situation is when you have a successful business and both the partners want to grow the business, but they are not able to do so because they are not able to agree on how the business should be funded for growth. One partner will be suggesting that let us go and invest our profits into our new branches, into our new outlets, while the other partner believes that we should not be using our profits to build new ventures because that will be actually hurting their personal cash flows. Instead, let us go and get investors for each of our growth plans. Now, the first partner is not interested in that idea because that would dilute the equity power of the partners, and he is not interested in that. At the same time, the second partner is not interested in sacrificing the profits that they're getting from the successful units they already have. Such confusions and such disagreements can actually lead the business not to grow at all. Now let us explore another situation. We have a partnership and both the partners want to grow the business. That's good. But there's a problem. The direction, they are not agreeing on it. For example, one partner could be saying that let us expand the business internationally. Let's move into new countries, explore new markets. While the other partner is interested in growing locally. And both of them would be having their own logical reasons why they should be going through that route. The one who believes that they should expand internationally feels that the present market is congested, it is overcrowded, there's a red ocean kind of like competition, and the margins are low. So let us explore new markets, new countries where we don't have such challenges. On the other hand, the other partner believes that going into a new market is dangerous because they do not know the kind of game that they have to play there, the kind of customers you have there, the kind of preferences they have there, and will it be a big failure if they move into a new country of which they are not very much well aware of. And so he is ready to take the risk that is associated with playing with the existing customers in a red ocean market. Which of these partners are having the right approach? This debate can escalate into a big problem between the partners and many a times causing the business to close down or getting sold off to the other people. Now let us explore another situation that partners have. The market has changed. The customer preferences have changed. The competitors have changed their strategy. And the old game that the partners played successfully and they were making money out of it is no longer working. And guess what? One partner knows how it should be solved. He's got the idea. He knows the business needs to change its business model and they have to change the strategy. But the other partner does not have enough exposure, enough understanding of the latest changes that's happening around, and he does not know what needs to be changed. And as a result, he is resistant to changes and he's not ready to change despite the fact that they have to change and that they're losing ground. Now what happens when you have to decide something of such important significance and one partner does not seem to really understand what is going on and he does not seem to understand the impact of the solution, disagreements, frustrations, and ultimately no partner will be able to take any action, and a business without action in a market that requires action will ultimately fail. Now think of another situation that partnership firms usually pass through. It's about having a partner who is totally misguided and totally biased and has got all the wrong assumptions about everything. You have seen such people, right? People who have a totally wrong idea about the market, wrong idea about who their customer segments are and why they come and buy from them. People who have wrong concepts about their own employees and the kind of negativity that might come from them. It's very difficult to have such partners in a partnership, especially when you have partners who think otherwise in the same team. As a result, they keep on making wrong decisions or they keep on resisting decisions. And ultimately business is all about taking decisions at the right time. What will happen to such a business which was doing very well and which is not able to actually adjust to the modern situation in the market? You must have come across such businesses in your life. Businesses which were doing very well in the past, suddenly when something changed, they have lost the ground. Now let me tell you another scenario that happens in partnership firms that actually results the business to go down. You have one partner who is extremely dominating and he's got some ideas for the future and he superimposes those ideas, those priorities on the other partners. The other partners are not as dominating and as a result, they are unable to voice their opinions, which is always trodden down by the other partner. And this will ultimately result in extreme frustration and loss of trust, and which will make the other partners cooperate less with the business. And what happens when partners don't cooperate with each other? The business that we see today, which is really good, will slowly start going down. In all these scenarios, which I actually mentioned, there are some common things that happens. Frustration, lack of cooperation, ego issues, breakdown in communication, and fall in the cooperation between partners. And all of these things will prevent the business from taking the right decisions at the right time. And as a result, the business will lose its competitiveness and will start losing customers and will start failing in the market. The impact of these decisions or lack of decisions will be heavy on the business itself. The business will move to a slow or no growth phase. In today's market, if a business does not grow, there is every chance that it will contract. And as a result, it will start falling behind competition because competition does not wait for anybody and usually does not have any mercy. It sees a gap, it will seize it. And when you have a partnership business which is not able to make crucial decisions on important matters, it is a guaranteed fact that they are going to lose their customers, they are going to lose their market share. Another big disaster that happens to businesses that are not growing is that the good employees will start to leave. And there is a reason for that. Good employees are usually ambitious. They have great plans about their future, which rightfully they should have. Now what happens if they believe that this company that they're working in is not going to grow? The issues between the partners is not going to let them have a career growth in their present job that they're doing. They will start moving out to the competitors, and the competitors will get more empowered. And what remains when good employees leave? You have the bad employees, and the toxic culture will engulf the business. Think of a business which has got partners who are not agreeing on anything, and the good employees leave and the bad employees stay, and then there is politics and there is toxic culture in the organization. It all pulls the business again and again to a death trap. And ultimately, all this leads the business to close down. And I'm sure you must have seen many such cases where the business which was doing very well, which had a good partnership chemistry, suddenly started losing steam and becoming nothing in the market. So why does this happen? One of the major reasons why this happens is because they did not have a shared vision. In a business that is co-owned by more than one person, it is very important that the vision is not one-sided. It has to be shared. And a shared vision has got a lot of benefits to it. It brings in unity, it brings in focus, and it brings in motivation for the people around working in the company to actually strive towards something which everybody has agreed to. And ultimately, it helps making the right decisions. And right decisions is what makes a business click in the market. So what is basically a shared vision? Shared vision is when not just the partners in the business, even the senior managers all sit together, discuss, debate, and brainstorm on where the business should be in the coming years and chart its 3 or 5 years milestones in a practical manner, achievable manner, but yet it should be ambitious as well. When everybody has given their opinion, and based on that opinion, the milestones are something that everybody agrees to, accepts, then there is no confusion in the leadership, because every decision that you take, you make sure it is consistent with the milestones that you have planned. And this is why having a shared vision is a very important component for partnerships to stay alive. Usually when partnership businesses start, they usually do not have a comprehensive vision plan set. But it is okay because they do have shared goals, which usually is to get into profitability as soon as possible and to ensure that the business grows to a certain level. There is usually a consensus on this topic, and that is why they ultimately become partners. But what happens is that over a period of time, when the situations change in the market, when things change externally and internally inside a business, there is change in priorities, and they come across issues that they never faced before. They come across opportunities that they never had before. They are in a business stage which they never contemplated, which they had never planned. And that is why you need to have a shared vision at that time, else things will start to break up. If you are having a partnership business and your business is not facing any of these issues, then you are lucky. It's good for you. But then again, I would recommend that before things change, and it will as your business gets older, you begin to have a shared vision now itself before things get bad, because when things go wrong, you never know what kind of a relationship you will have with your partners. So it is always better to do the right things, especially strategic matters, when the relationship is good. So I think it will be a time for you to start thinking about having a shared vision and working on it. And now what if your partnership business is already in a mess, and every situation that I just mentioned is either totally there in your partnership right now, or at least one or two of them are there in your partnership right now? Then you have to be very careful. You have to start working on your shared vision as soon as possible. It is no more an option. It is a compulsory thing for you if you are serious about taking your business forward. But this may not be an easy task, especially if these issues have already started showing symptoms or are in different stages of maturity inside your partnership firm. Then the relationship would already be sore, the trust level would be low, and communication would be really down. In such cases, managing a shared vision workshop by yourself or by your partners by themselves may not be a good solution, because you will not be able to get into consensus, because there will be always bias, egos, and wrong assumptions that will be always blinding each partner when they actually discuss various matters of future. In such situations, it is always good to have an external party to coordinate the process for you. A business consultant, a management consultant can actually help you a lot in actually having a shared vision. I have my own approach to actually handling such kind of issues with the partnership firms. The first thing I would be doing is that having a leadership audit, wherein which I interview every partners and try to understand their strengths and weaknesses and the opportunities and the threats that they possess. And based on that, I would be actually taking it forward and understanding what are the main concerns, what are their desires, what are their future plans, what are their priorities. And understanding the gaps and opportunities. The next stage would be doing a workshop, a vision workshop, or a shared vision workshop. In this workshop, actually, I guide the partners so that they all come across to agree on things that they all have common interest in, and debate on topics that some partners may not agree. And if it is good sense, we try to bring out the logic in it and incorporate that into the plan. And if it's not, we educate them on why it's not a good idea. And after that, I would be drafting a leadership governance, which will detail the code of conduct and the kind of terms that the partners should have while taking up leadership role in the company. Many a times partners just enter into a partnership deed, but a deed actually only specifies the matters related to ownership and profit sharing and such matters. But matters related to how the partners have to behave professionally inside a partnership firm or a company can be covered only in a governance that we draft. And it is very important, because many a time we focus more on managing our employees, how to make the best results out of them, how to make them efficient, effective, and operate in a professional manner, and leave the leadership wild. And when leadership goes wild, it affects everything. And it's very difficult to have a professional organization when the leaders of the business are not professional. And this is where the governance comes into place. And once the governance is ready, sometimes it might require the preparation of shareholder agreement, an agreement that actually details the power of the shareholders, because many a times, actually not many a times, definitely, after a period of time, the partners who are right now active in the business will not be able to be active in the business. They have to step down and allow new blood to actually manage the business, to take it forward. And when that comes, they become purely shareholders, and they should have some rights and they should have some boundaries set for it as well. This will help some partners retire to become pure shareholders. And in the absence of such an agreement, there is always ambiguity which compels partners to remain active in the business even though they themselves know that they are not capable or eligible to take this business forward anymore. And finally, there is the monitoring phase, where whatever changes that we have decided upon, we have to ensure that it gets done. Because many a time planning fails when the follow-up and the monitoring phase does not exist. Because many a time when we face any kind of disturbances or when we face challenges in implementing the plans and there is no system of getting an advice on how we can overcome it, it usually gets dropped down. And that's a big failure. And this is where I actually stay with the client and ensure that such things are, the plans that have been made are implemented, and if the plans that are made requires a change, the changes are made at the right time. Thank you for watching this session. Hope you'll watch more videos from me. Thank you.